Students, and once again welcome back, and I hope you people have gone through the various videos that I have uploaded related to this chapter. And today I'm going to conclude this chapter along with the discussion of questions given in the textbook, and later you will receive the PDF. When you keep on checking the website, you will receive the PDF of this along with the portions that are going to come for your forthcoming examination. In this chapter, chapter 5, Should Wizard Hit Mommy, we people have seen till now that how a man named Jack, who is father of two children, that is Joe and Bobby, and waiting for his third one to come, and his wife Claire, they live a life in which Joe is having a habit of listening to stories being narrated by her father, created by her father, and there used to be a basic plot line in the story, and I'm not going to discuss about the plot line that you can get from the previous videos. I have explained it in every video we people have recalled about, we spoke about that plot line. And in this particular chapter, the story that was created by him was about the character named Roger Skun, who was a bad spelling Skun, and because of that reason he goes to the wise old owl and get it changed by the help of the wizard into that of roses, pays the pennies, come back home, and this smell is disapproved by his mother, and then the mother takes him back to the wizard, hits the wizard on the head with the umbrella, and then get him changed into that of the original smell of Skun. And also we people have seen that how Joe totally resists and opposes this ending because she was in a no mood to accept this new kind of an ending, which is generally expected by the children who live in the world of imagination and all good happenings. And the father, who basically is kind of a person who thinks that children must be given nice lessons and morals through the story, Jack was in no mood to change the end. So let us see that at the end of the story actually what happens, whether he puts down his weapon in front of his daughter, of the 4-year-old girl, and accepts to change the end, or he wants to continue with the same end, imparting a message to his daughter. So when he spoke about the wizard being hit over the head by the Skun mommy with an umbrella, she was totally angry and she never wanted him to end the story in this manner. And then we reached till a place where she asked him about the little animals. Then to that he said that in the long run, means with time, they got used to the bad smell of Roger's gun, and then they start playing with him. Then we saw that one line was said by her in which she called the mommy, means the Skun mommy, a stupid mommy. Till here we people have done in the previous video, and let's continue with the story. It was not, he said with rare emphasis, and believed from her expression that she realized he was defending his own mother to her, or something as odd. Now I want you to put your big heavy head in the pillow and have a good long nap. He adjusted the shade so not even a crack of day showed, and tiptoed to the door in the pretense that she was already asleep. But when he turned, she was crouching on top of the covers and staring at him. Hey, get under the covers and fall fast asleep. Bobby's asleep. Now, here, she said that it's a stupid mommy to speak like that and to behave like that and asking her son to change back into that of the bad smell. To that, the father, Jack, he was very strict, and he said that no, it was not. He put a lot of effort on it. He put a lot of emphasis on this, that no, she's not a stupid mommy. And at that time, the expression that Joe gave him, it was like as if though she herself was Roger's gun, and Jack was trying to defend her mother against her. Something she was feeling like that. And then he said to her, he do one thing. I told you in the beginning, she's a little bit of a fat girl. So he said that now you put your heavy head back under the pillow and go to sleep. and he adjusted the shade, means the curtains which were there over the window. He adjusted it so that not even a bit of sunlight comes inside to disturb the children. And he tiptoed to the door. Tiptoed means like on the tip of their feet when you walk, so that you don't disturb the sleep of someone. So he pretended that Joe is already asleep and he don't want to disturb her, so very quietly he's going till the door. But when he turned, what he saw that she was crouching on top of the covers, means nicely folding her leg and sitting down over there on the covers, on the bed cover, and she was staring at him. This poor little girl, she was not happy at all. Come on, the story never ended the way she wanted it. She want her hero to be always good. And here the hero of the story is again smelling bad. Something very difficult for her to digest. So she sat down upright on a bed and she said, she was staring at him. Oh. To that her father said, come on, get under the covers and fall asleep just like your brother. See how Bobby is sleeping. She stood up and bounced gingerly on the springs. Daddy, what? Tomorrow I want you to tell me the story that that wizard took that magic wand and hit that mommy. Her plump arms chopped forcefully right over the head. Now, when he said this, where she is going to listen? Instead of that, she stood up and she bounced, means she started jumping over the bed. And many of us might have done this thing in our childhood, jumping over the mattress. It's really a jolly good thing to do. And she called out her father, Daddy. Then to that her father replied, yes, what it is. Now you see what is her expectation. She said, see, tomorrow you are going to tell me the story again. Okay, she's not asking for a new story. She's asking for a story in which ending should be according to her. So she said that tomorrow you have to tell me a story in which that wizard who got hit over the head by the mother with an umbrella, that wizard will take the magic wand in his hand. You remember the magic wand we spoke about? Yes, the magic wand, and he will hit that mommy. And you know, this small girl, she literally did it with action. Means she took her one palm and with the other hand she was hitting on her palm like chopping something, like how we chop the vegetables now, like that only chopping she was forcefully. And she said that right over the head, dad, right over the head. She wanted to change the story, ending of the story, not the entire story, ending of the story. Now what is Jack's reaction to that? That is also very necessary. No, that's not the story. The point is that the little skunk loved his mommy more than he loved all the other little animals, and she knew what was right. No, tomorrow you say he hit that mommy. Do it. She kicked her legs up and sat down on the bed with a great heave and complaint of springs, as she had done hundreds of times before, except that this time she did not laugh. Say it, Daddy. Okay, okay. What she said? Tomorrow you need to tell me that the wizard took the magic wand and hit that mommy. Right over the head, the way how mommy hit him. But the father, he disagreed to this. He said, no. What I said, that's the end of the story. And moreover, Skunk's mommy said that she loves little Skunk the way how he is. And other animals also started loving him. And she knew it very well that was right. Somewhere he was trying to render a message to his daughter. But she's a small child. So she said, no, no, no. Tomorrow you have to tell me that the wizard hit the mommy. And you do it. And saying this, she kicked her legs up and sat down. Means with a very heavy jump. She just jumped high and then she sat down. And my goodness, that fat little girl, when she sat down, even the springs of the mattress also complained that please don't do this. And then she had done this thing hundreds of times earlier, but she used to laugh and enjoy doing it. But this time she was not laughing. She said in a very serious tone, say it, Daddy. Means she wanted a promise from her father that the next day he's going to tell her a story in which the end will be according to her. Now, what he said. Well, we will see. Now at least have a rest. Stay on the bed, you are a good girl. Okay. Father didn't want to pull it like a chewing gum. So he said that, okay, we'll see about it tomorrow. Now you do one thing, you go to rest and stay on the bed. Good girl, huh? We all do when we want some work to be done by the child. He closed the door and went downstairs. Claire had spread the newspapers and opened the paint can, and wearing an old shirt on his of his on top of her maternity smock, was stroking the chair rail with a dipped brush. Above him, footsteps vibrated, and he called, Joanne, shall I come up there and spank you? The footsteps hesitated. Okay, he said, okay, we will see tomorrow. And now, like a good girl, go off to take rest. Then he closed the door and he went downstairs. Now, downstairs scene. You all know in the previous videos also we have seen it that his wife Claire, who is again third time pregnant, they are waiting for their third child. She was busy painting the woodworks of their living room, and here when he reached there he saw that she had spread out all newspapers and she had opened up the paint can, and she was wearing an old shirt over the her maternity smock. Maternity smock means for this time period, pregnancy time period, a special kind of dress comes, a loose fitting one. Over that she was wearing one old t-shirt of Jack, and she was stroking means she was moving the brush over the chair rail, means the handrest area, with a dipped brush, means she had dipped in the can and taken out that. While he was looking at all these things, he could hear some footsteps above, and then he called from down itself that he understood who it could be. Bobby was already asleep, so it could be Joanne only. So he said that, Joanne, whether shall I come up and spank you, means beat you. And then the footsteps stopped, means the girl might have understood my father is very angry, and it stopped. That was a long story, Claire said. Now he has taken a long time narrating the story to his daughter, so because of that reason his wife asked, today you took too long. The poor kid, he answered, and with utter weariness watched his wife labor. The woodwork, a cage of mouldings and rails and baseball boards all around them, was half old tan, half new ivory, and he felt caught in an ugly middle position. And though he was felt his wife's presence in the cage with him, he did not want to speak with her, work with her, touch her, anything. When she said that it took too long to tell the story and come down for the work, he said that a poor child, because Joe was finding it difficult to accept the end. And with a lot of tiredness, he looked around him and his wife working hard over the woodworks, whether it was the moldings, rails, baseboards, whatever it may be. And suddenly he felt like he's caught in an ugly middle position. Now you might be thinking that what is this ugly middle position? Why it is said ugly middle position? Middle position here means being caught in something which is unexpected or which is not desired by you. Obviously, ugly means something undesirable. Now here, what is that ugly middle position? If you remember, in the beginning of this story, this lesson, I said that the world of the adults are totally different from that of the children. Children, they live in the world of, you can say that, imagination, illusions, a kind of a fairy world they live in, where everything is very good. There is nothing to be tired, there is nothing to be unhappy, no responsibilities, nothing. But here, for an adult, it is totally different. Harsh realities. And here, Jack is in one such position. He has to fulfill the responsibility of a father by narrating story to his daughter, which was really a tiring work for him nowadays. Then second, he has to do the work and the responsibility of a husband, because he cannot leave his 6 months old pregnant lady wife doing the work of putting paints on the woodworks. And he don't feel like doing anything right now. He was deadly tired. So he says that even though he was in the presence of his wife. He did not want to speak to her or touch her or say anything or work with her. That is the ugly middle position where he is so much caught in his own tiredness, responsibilities, etc., that he feels like as if though he want to run away from there. That is what is this ugly middle position. So, my dear students, remember that this chapter tells us that what you are, love yourself in that way. Seeing someone else, don't try to become their photocopy. You are original and stay like that. That is your identity. God has created you in that way because you are special in that way. And you are special in your own way, which no one else can be. In this world, no one can take the place of another person. They can create a place for themselves, they can make a place for themselves, but taking someone else's place is a difficult task. So never ever lose your identity just to please somebody else. Love the way you are. And parents, whatever you may do, they are always with you and they love you the way you are. And they are the best guide because a parent will never let his child be harmed. So remember, they are the best one that God has ever given you. So I hope this chapter is clear to each and every one of you. And coming to the questions that are given in the book, let's go through it. And I hope each and every one of you is going through the chapters which are uploaded in the form of videos and also the PDFs that I am uploading with the short questions, the extra questions related to various chapters. Most probably I will be uploading the PDF very soon related to this chapter, extra questions. Along with that, as I told you, I'll be sending you the portion to be included for your forthcoming examination, and also some of the chapters is being deleted from your syllabus. And it's very sad that the chapter Tiger King, which I have taught you, it is deleted from your syllabus. A very beautiful chapter, but still you need not prepare the notes of it, but prepare the notes of these chapters which are taught to you till now from April till the present day. And please, if any queries are there, in the website one WhatsApp number is given. Very soon you will receive the other WhatsApp numbers of the subject teachers, and till then you can make use of that WhatsApp number to make your queries, or otherwise for queries the mail IDs are given over there of various subjects. So kindly make the queries. If you make the queries, it will be good for you. It states that you people are going through the videos and things are getting clear to you. Now coming to the questions which are there given in the book for this chapter. The very first question, I would like you people to note down the points so that when you construct the answers, these points must be there in your answer. The first question is, who is Jo? How does she respond to her father's storytelling? Two parts are there. First, who is Jo? Jo's real name is Giovanni and she is a 4-year-old girl who is having the habit of listening to stories narrated and created by her father in the evenings and for Saturday naps. This is Jo. How does she respond to her father's storytelling? She is always very excited, full of anxiety. Though she knew the basic plot line, but she is always very eager to listen to the stories being narrated by her father. And her excitement could be seen in her body language, her tensed leg, her excited leg under the bed covers very clearly in this chapter. Next question which is given over here is, coming up, Very few questions are there. What possible plot line could the story continue with? Now see, plot line. You remember the plot line which is given in the very first paragraph, and I said that in the board examination it came once. The basic plot line is what? Roger creature is there, surname changes, goes to the owl when having problem, then directed to go to the wizard, he solves the problem, takes the pennies, etc. That is the basic plot line. But here we are not talking about that. Here we are talking about the plot lines, means the story ending with what Jack said. You remember what Jack said? He said that the Skun, his mother took him to the wizard, hit him over the head, and got him changed back to the Skun smell. Do you have any other possible kind of a thinking how this story could end? It's totally your point of view you have to describe in this. So, can you think of any other ending for the story? Then, further, it is given, what do you think was Joe's problem? We all know very well what was Joe's problem. She was not happy with the ending of the story because, according to Joe, Roger is the hero and hero should always have a good ending. And here, hero was again changing back into a batsman, and that was totally unexpected and unacceptable for Joe. So, Joe was not at all happy with the ending of the story. That is what Joe's problem was all about. Now, coming to this, that is a reading with insight. What is the moral issue that the story raises? There are many. First, not to change the identity. Second, whether parents should be given the liberty to interfere in their child's life about what they should do, what not. And the third one, parents, they definitely love their children a lot. But actually, the moral issue which has been given over here is that a second point which I said, that is whether the parents must interfere and speak about what must be done or what not by the children. How does Joe want the story to end and why? We already discussed in the previous question that Joe was not happy. She was totally unhappy with the ending that Jack had narrated to her, and she wanted definitely Roger to smell like that of the roses till the story ends. Was the end? Father coming back from Boston and they having the supper and going to sleep. Why does Jack insist that it was the wizard that was hit and not the mother? Here, Joe suggested to her father that in the next story, wizard must hit the mother, means Skun mummy, on the head with his magic wand. But Jack totally rejected it. He wanted the story to stay as such, that is wizard being hit and not the mother, because he is rendering a message to his daughter that parents know the welfare of their children. They know about it. They know what is right and what is wrong for their children. So that's why he never wanted Joe to take a wrong notion or keep a wrong notion in her mind. What makes Jack feel caught in an ugly middle position? The last para which I explained to you. The life of children and adults are totally different. Their worlds are totally different. Children, their world is full of happiness. Never anything wrong happens there. Everything's very good. Merry-go-round type. And adults, full of responsibilities, tiredness, tensions, frustrations. And here Jack is caught in an ugly middle position because of the way he has to live his life as a father, as a husband, narrating the story, the weariness because of that, then the work that he has to do because he cannot allow his 6 months old pregnant wife to do the work, and he don't want to do, but still he has to do. So these all things make him to feel like being caught in an ugly middle position. What is your stance regarding the two endings to the Roger Skun story? This is totally your point of view. What is your stance? What is your thinking about two kinds of endings that the Roger Skun story can have? The first one which Jack narrated, the second one which Joe wanted. So what do you think about these two? In 2-3 lines for each you have to write down. Why is an adult's perspective on life different from that of a child? This I had been talking about from the very beginning of the chapter. That is how these two people and their world differ. They are totally different from each other. Adults full of harsh realities of life which they cannot overlook. You have to take that as point, and with regard to the context of the story, you have to construct your answer. And how the child life is like a fairy tale, like how Joe, she never wanted ending to be bad. It was not a bad ending, but according to her it is bad because Roger is not smelling good. So this is how the child's life is. So with regard to the context, just 3 to 4 lines for each type of life, means adult's life and a child's life. That is what you have to do. So in this way the story comes to an end, and I hope you all have understood the story very well. If any queries, please do make the queries and clear off your doubts, because these chapters will not be revised again due to lack of time when we have the normal classes starting. Though we don't know when it's going to start, but still let us make full use of the online classes. And I hope you all are going through the various videos properly. So till the next video, goodbye, and study hard. Stay